sugar, spice, and everything nice. These were the 3 ingredients chosen to make the perfect home console. But this genius over here added a super special ingredient to the concoction. Epic Major Awesomeness!
E3 is the world's premier trade show, focused exclusively on entertainment software. Every year, tens of thousands of people gather here in America to see the latest trends and groundbreaking technologies for PC, games consoles, and the internet.
This is the Los Angeles Convention Center. Inside this building, there's 520,000 square foot of exhibition space. That's enough room to park 14 jumbo jets wing to wing. Today, it's absolutely jam-packed to the rafters with brand new games. With so much space to cover, there's going to be an awful lot in the next 30 minutes.
At the moment in the video games industry, there's a great deal of speculation as to which console platform will be the dominant force in the home market over the next couple of years. Rumours of Sony's successor to the PlayStation have been rife since its technical specifications were released at the Tokyo Game Show. But more of that later. The current star of the console market is Sega's new Dreamcast. Now, we won't be able to get our hands on it in the UK until September. But in Japan, where it's been available for several months, it's causing something of a storm. With a 128-bit processor and a PowerVR chipset, you'd expect Dreamcast games to at least look a cut above anything we've seen on other consoles. But what can we expect these games to play like, and which titles will make it onto the shelves of UK games stores?
A game that's a dead cert for UK release is Shenmue. With 5 years in development and at a cost of $26 million, this is one of the most anticipated titles of recent years.
You've seen the frightening strength of
Shenmue blends a third-person adventure with a fighting game in a way that's never been seen before. The environment in which you play is huge and actually spans 2 countries. Whole areas of real cities have been included in the game, and for an added touch of realism, as you play, time will pass, day will turn to night, and randomly generated weather will occur according to the time of year in the game. Control has been split between a mixture of quick-time events, which instruct the player to make a yes-no decision, or virtual fighter-style full-on bouts of 3D chop socky. And if all that sounds a little tiring, Your character in the game will think so too. If he becomes too fatigued, you'll have to find him a hotel to bed down for the night and get some rest. This game is absolutely huge. It comes on 5 GD-ROMs. That's a gig of memory on what would normally be a CD. So you can pretty much guarantee that it'll keep adventure gamers happy for quite some time. From bone-crunching tackles to offensive maneuvers, NFL 2000 is one of the most realistic American football titles ever made. An intricate 3D collision model ensures that players don't just fall over when hit, they respond to the direction and force of the tackle just like real life. The character animation was created using more than 1,500 motion-captured moves, and 16 professional players, Hollywood stuntmen and actual referees were used in this process. This title's heavily tipped to make the UK launch of the Dreamcast. Hoop dreams can come true with NBA 2000, this console's first basketball game. The screen refreshes at an amazing 60 frames a second, which means you won't find faster sporting action anywhere. Strategy and tactics from some of the NBA's greatest teams have been programmed into the AI, so opposing teams will play just like their real-life counterparts. Players will also react to victory and defeat in the same way as the sporting heroes they're modelled on. As the pilot in a mercenary organisation, players are contracted with a number of strategic objectives. After missions are completed, gamers advance to more challenging assignments in aircraft. The premise for Air Force Delta has been tried and tested in games like Ace Combat, and although it doesn't offer anything original in terms of scenario, you can choose to create absolute chaos across the globe in state-of-the-art fighter aircraft like the F-22 Raptor or the formidable MiG-29. The graphics are, as you'd expect from a console like this, first rate, and to increase the longevity of the game, a replay mode which rivals Gran Turismo's has been introduced, so you'll be able to watch over and over again your favourite missions of mayhem. The popular Castlevania series is set to make an outing on a 128-bit platform with the release of Castlevania Resurrection. In this latest incarnation, Dracula's returned to the world of mortal men, this time teaming up with evil Dark Countess of Transylvania, a woman with a penchant for Sisters of Mercy albums and whips. So far we've only managed to get hold of the FMV sequence, because the game is so top secret, but this time round the only hope for humanity is the last remaining ancestor of the Belmont family, the historic enemies of the Hordes of Darkness. Castlevania Resurrection will introduce baddies such as werewolves and mummies, and hordes of bloodthirsty skeletons, which should keep players on their toes.
One of the most popular attractions at this year's E3 was Sega's massive Dreamcast stand. The area was packed with dozens of monitors and consoles, with a multitude of titles available for eager punters to try. Official Dreamcast details were announced, including the American release date, which will be the 9th of September, and a price point of $200 with a 56K modem bundled in. UK consumers will be getting a similar bundled deal, but at a £200 price point and a later release date of the 23rd of September. Midway had a strong showing on the stand, with new titles like Mortal Kombat Gold and the arcade to Dreamcast conversion Hydro Thunder. Another one of their titles that impressed was the slick Ready to Rumble, a wacky arcade boxing game. Features include a cast of cartoony boxers with their own unique and often hilarious moves, and one of the most responsive control systems to date. Players can choose from 3 heights of punches and lots of nifty blocking and dodging movements. All in all, this was one of the most popular games at the show and a title worth watching out for. Beat-em-up fans clamoured all over Namco's spectacular Soul Calibur. Based on the hit arcade game, powered ironically by Sony hardware, the Dreamcast conversion showcased the graphical capabilities of Sega's Dream Machine. Players could choose from a wide variety of characters, brandishing weapons as diverse as chains, swords, bow staffs and nunchucks. With this, Ready to Rumble and Dead or Alive 2 on the way, its inviting game fans are well catered for. Next up we have Buggy Heat, a fabulous new racer from CRI. The game runs at a silky smooth 60 frames per second and features some of the most detailed Dreamcast graphics to date. This is a rough and rugged off-road racing game that looks set to give Sega Rally 2 some serious competition when it's released around next spring. Players are given the choice of 8 off-road vehicles, each equipped with different handling attributes and remarkably responsive 4-wheel independent suspension. The final release will include a large variety of tracks and hazardous nighttime driving sections. This is definitely a title to keep a lookout for. Basketball is a massively popular sport in the United States, so Sega's in-house development team have been working hard on an impressive new sports title, NBA 2000. The game features all the usual players, teams and other statistics, but this time around wrapped in some of the slickest graphics ever to grace a sports title. The game zips along at a fair old pace, and the athletes really do look like basketball players, as opposed to pixely, blocky models. Other sports titles announced at the show were NFL 2000 and arcade favourite Virtua Striker. Sadly, that's all the time we have to showcase Sega's impressive E3 presence, but look out for more Dreamcast previews soon. For now though, it definitely is game over.